We are back. Oh no, this is the video, fuck. Am I streaming? I'm supposed to be streaming. What if I go to my channel? Yes. Yeah, we are back. Okay. Shouldn't this be a different icon? There it was. Oh, okay, so last thing we did was let's do like another hour maybe. The last thing was getting the line. You can see the lines, so so player drawing line, blah blah blah. Okay, so once you are drawing, you only want to be able to delete the last cell that was painted. Okay, we need to draw this. We need to draw this because otherwise I'm gonna go crazy. This is gonna take a little while, so what we have is 4, 5, 5, 3. I'm drawing on paper. It's very important to draw on paper whatever you want to do. Sometimes it's very helpful for your mind. Sometimes you notice some detail that you initially didn't notice. Well, it can be very fruitful. So I can draw here, then I move it and I draw here, then I move it and I draw here. One step, and now if I move here, I draw here, and if I wanted to go back, I will delete the last one I draw. If I go to the one I was previously, to the one I previously drew. So we want to check. Yeah, we want to keep record of what's the last one we draw and the previous one we draw. Oh, we want to keep track of the current one. So to keep track of the current one, okay, let's go back to Sublime, back current, hovered cell. I don't know if that's nice, but it's nice for me. Let's initialize it to 0, 0. Or actually we could use something like X, like Y. maybe this works for us. I don't know if a little array is the best way, but it's good for me. Maybe actually we could create a JSON. Or an object for that matter, maybe not. Maybe it's not JSON, I'm not so sure, but it's gonna be JSON. Because there's a reason for this, because we may want to store something like the color, see? And instead of call it current hovered cell, let's call it cell. And we can try and create instances of it. Actually, let's initialize it with empty color. So if we were to now var current hover cell, let's call it current cell for now, I don't like that. Current cell, okay, I need to check documentation, JavaScript documentation. How do we use an object and instantiate it, if possible, create new instance of objects. Oh, okay, we create a function. Okay, so instead of that, we are gonna create a function. I don't know if I like that here, but I guess it works for us. So it's gonna be something like a class, more or less. So we are gonna have like new stuff on top of the engine. Maybe ideally we want to have it like in a different place, like a different file and all that, but I don't feel like doing all of that right now. It's not like it's a big deal, but why bother? If things start getting messy, then we'll stop it. We'll actually create a proper file in proper classes or something, like another .js that contains my personal things or my personal functions. So we will create a cell like that, and then we assign those variables. So if we do that, then we name it this x equals x, this y equals y, and this color equals color. And I think that will do it. Let's see. So instead of using that, but cell current cell, let's call it, equals new cell x 0 0 empty color, and I believe that will do it for us, hopefully. Hmm. sorry for no one, but I'm drawing, so maybe it's not the, the most entertaining stuff right now. Anyways, we draw zeros, we keep track of the current cell, and we want to keep track of the previous cell. We are going to initialize both to be the same. For a starter, I like to group my variables and code in something that you may call paragraph, like smaller blocks of separated stuff by, say, topic. So you have like the lines here, or the lines and color more or less, yeah, and then you have the cells here separated a little bit. So when we touch or when we hover, we're gonna make current cell B. When we hover over this, we are gonna make current cell. Yeah, we should do it everywhere. If you click, it's black. Actually, we want to change this player drawing line to, instead of true always, we are gonna toggle it. So if it's true, it will be false. If it's false, it will be true. That makes it be like in the game. In the game, you click, you are solving the puzzle. If you cannot solve it, you click anywhere, and it doesn't. It stops drawing, and everything goes out. Now, if it's player not drawing line, then we'll draw everything the empty color, except for the cells that shouldn't have to do. Empty line cells. So one way of going about the cells that are allowed and not allowed, it's probably dealing about with even and odd numbers, but we'll worry about that in another moment. In any case, let's try material. 2, 3, 5. Okay. So, oh, I wish my viewer was back. Anyways. So I think it's good. I don't know if it's good practice or not, but I like to put to do in my lines of code where I plan to do something, but I cannot or don't wanna do it in that exact moment. But that's fine. That's fine so far. So ps.color, we color the line, and let's test that just because we should test it. We should test it to make sure I'm not adding more bad stuff. See, this means that I broke it. So if we check the inspector, which I believe you cannot see an expected token, it's complaining about my function probably. So it doesn't like my function, because probably I did something wrong with it. Expected token, this. Maybe I added it somewhere. I didn't have to. I think I'm gonna initialize it like that, like cell equals function. Let's see if that will do it, maybe. It's complaining about the same, yeah. Oh, no. What is this? 306. I mean 206. Ah! Okay, fine. This isn't the problem. The problem is I have an issue. My issue is that I put things in the middle because my mind jumps to one thing to another continuously. So I left this line in there. That broke it. So ps.enter current cell dot x. I may as well just do it like this, right? At least for now. X, Y, line color. No, line color, no. I could probably do this by inspecting. But I don't know. I cannot be bothered right now to get it like that. Get it done like that. Like I need to keep track of the previous cell. Like I probably don't need to store the color, do I? I don't need to, but if I want to create a grid with all the information, which at some point I probably will need to, then maybe the way to go is to actually store the color, but the color shouldn't be important. So let's go with the cell. Let's go with just storing the cell. I think that's gonna work better. Oops. As I say, I think that's gonna work better for us. At least for now. So cell is only gonna contain the coordinates of the current cell and the previous cell, and that way we can use it, we can inspect and all that, and not run into problems like having inconsistent data between what it's actually there and what I recorded. And hopefully the X and Y will be stored nicely and I won't run into a lot of bugs because I suck or something. So it's gonna be like this, yeah? So ps.enter, we store the current cell, and in previous cell, as I understand it, if I put previous cell here, is the data that was before on that spot, so we don't want that. Previous cell actually, if we do previous cell, how do I keep track of the previous cell? Because that's actually a problem. I have no idea what the previous X and Y were from enter, but when I exit it, when I exit it is when I want to do this, of course. So previous cell, current cell, I wonder if there's more to it. I'm probably missing out something because now I'm a little bit like brute forcing the coding, but I think that can be fine, so it can lead to other things. So Jonathan Blow took the concept really far. I doubt I will be able to come up with anything new for it, but who knows, maybe I find something interesting if I write my code bad, then I could find something I didn't notice before, and maybe he didn't notice before. Highly unlikely. So current cell, previous cell, we want that in there. And we probably want to debug it like so. So Moriarty left this here. PS enter at .x .y. I only want on PS enter at this and that. Print me current cell. I don't mind much. What else do we do? Let's see how that looks, because I don't know how this works. Okay, this is fixed. Okay, that's very nice. That's very nice. So object. That's fine. We actually need something like this. Okay, that should do it for our little example. The information obviously is there, I just assigned it, but I wanted to make sure. Okay, so for now we are gonna delete this comment, these lines, that's fine. So the current cell is there. Let's see if we may be able to see actually the previous cell from here. Previous cell. If we can see the previous cell, it's basically there. Let's see if I'm right. 0, 0, 4. Oh, it's actually from the top down. Makes sense. For some reason this is always the convention. It's probably because the drawing starts at the top. Well, it's totally because the drawing starts at the top. So previous cell, now it's 1, 4, the previous is 0, 4. Okay, nicely done. So what we want now then is to add a couple of checks, extra checks in of each player drawing line. If this is so, we also want to check that this is different color. Is player drawing line? If he's if he's drawing a line, then you cannot draw on a line that is already the line color. Not that it matters, but I don't want it to be the case. So well, maybe we don't need this. Here this will make more sense. So if player is drawing line, which by the way we can delete from here, it makes sense, and if he's drawing line and current cell equals previous cell, I think, then we delete current cell, but that's not it, because at any given moment current cell is gonna be different, isn't it? So is player drawing line and current cell equals previous cell? And I don't think that's what we need. I think what we need is on exit. When we exit, we also need to update current cell. I believe we exit, when you exit, it's called when it exits bit X and Y. So when you exit, it's the previous cell. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. So if current cell, you exit it, it's gonna become the previous cell. So this is current cell, this is previous cell. If I actually do the opposite, previous cell is gonna become current cell, and current cell is gonna become the previous one. I don't know if I'm saying that all right, but that makes sense on my mind. It doesn't make sense for what we want to do, I think. So we may not want to keep track of the current cell like that. We don't want to check the current cell. What we want to do is actually, before we assigned the new one, right? If current cell, because this is gonna be there, if current cells equals previous cell before we assign it, because otherwise we are just like swapping them, and we don't want to swap them. We want to compare what was the previous one, we want to compare let's see, this is probably not too readable, but I think if you change this, you go here and you compare the current cell, not updated, so the current X and Y is what I'm talking about, right? We wanted to check with previous cell, but previous cell is gonna be different already, so that's the issue. The issue is that when you exit this, when you exit a bit, yeah, right, when you exit a bit, the bit is gonna be the previous one as soon as you exit. If we check the documentation, and the documentation will be shown to you as well, that's what we want to do. If we check the documentation, ps.color, let's go back, one color, we're gonna check the events. So we need to know what's the order for ps.enter and exit, because I'm assuming one has to run before the other. I wonder if he says here. I guess that's too much to ask. Maybe it's executed parallel. I don't know. I don't think so. So let's say that exit executes before enter, because that seems to be the case, I believe, by my running tests. So let's go back to Sublime and see what happens. A ver, entonces, let's see, so semicolon, ps.color, display line, ps exit, previous cell is gonna be this cell, the current cell is gonna be this one, so I think it's before updating the before updating this before updating previous cell that we want to do this. So I think at least, so current cell equals previous cell. If that's the case, and we'll see if that actually works, then we want to assign the empty color because it's when we exit, so that's fine. So if it's different than line color and player is not drawing, okay, so my spectator says it's a little bit low. What about now? I think now it's probably nicer, it's closer to the yellow range. Maybe. Let's see what's the feedback on my noise. So let's see, previous cell equals new cell xy. Let's see, estaba más atrás. Ahora suena más, okay. So previous cell, if it's drawing on current cells, previous cell, okay, fine. Okay. Se oye decente. Okay, so let's test that. So we go to our game. I lost my mouse. Where is my mouse? Why I can't see my mouse? What? Oh, it's back. Well, that was weird. Anyway, let's update. Okay, we click. We can do this. Fine. And we go back. Nope, not working. Now, why it isn't working? Maybe we want to do it like this. Now we are brute forcing. Yeah, no, this doesn't work. So it's empty color. Let's try to think it through. Otherwise, I had a viewer a while ago, but I took a break and he left me, he or she. Anyways, previous cell, current cell, previous cell. Let's actually think it through. Let's go back to the code. So I move like this. I know what's the current cell, I know what's the previous cell. So before we update one of them, we want to change the color, because if I update both, then it doesn't work, because essentially we are just swapping them, so they are always gonna be different, so nothing is gonna happen. That makes sense. Now, do we want to change it when we enter this one, or when we exit this one? So I believe we want to, if we exit that one, yeah. So maybe what we want then is to do it on the enter function. If we do it on the enter function, if we do it after this, as I said, it's gonna always be different. If we do it before, maybe that's actually what we want to do, because we want to change the color of the one we just entered in. So what was happening before, it was that it was changing the cell we just left to white, and it was, oh no, that's actually how it should work. Well, let's see what happens, because I'm not so sure. Yeah, this should be alright. Let's see, let's try to go back to Perlenspiel. Let's go back to our game, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, so no, it's not really doing it. So let's start debugging and let's see what's going on. Oh, what is this? Yeah, because I'm doing it wrong. I mean, you cannot see, but on my code I have a little stupid thing that maybe was the problem. No. So yeah, as I said, we want to do it on the exit. It's on the exit we want to do it, because otherwise we just cannot get it done as we wanted. So current cell becomes the current cell, that's fine, and the current cell has to be equal to the previous cell. I don't think so. When we want, what we want is the previous cell must be the color. So if the previous cell, maybe what we want to record more than the current cell is the previous cell and the last cell that was drawn. I think the last cell that was drawn, it's the way to go. That makes more sense, because we can only go backwards or forward with the line. So yeah, I think that will work better than the current one, because the current one doesn't really give us much. The current one is actually the one that called the function, so there's not really a lot of sense in doing that. So instead of the current cell, last drawn cell, and we only update this when the player is drawing line. So every time we do this, last drawn cell is new cell. Oops. Oh, you cannot see the code, sorry. So is X and Y, semicolon. And now last drawn cell, when we do ps.enter, we do this. And now, no, when is here, player is drawing line, color is yeah, that's the place, Now if last drawn cell it's equal to the one we just left, yeah. So if it's the one we just left, we don't even need to track the previous one. Maybe? No, because when we exit it, it's gonna... Yeah. So the last round... The last cell that was drawn is this one. So we do want to keep track of the previous one, maybe all of the previous ones, but that hardly matters. We want to go back to the previous one. So if we want to go back to the previous one, we should draw it when we enter the one. So here we update, and this is what goes here, I think. So no, I have the snippet here. So if player is drawing line and the last drawn cell equals the previous cell, and I think that goes indeed at the beginning, then we empty color. So in that case, I believe we did it. Could it be? Oh, what? Oh, what? Okay, you probably don't hear it, but apparently what you are debugging, every error, actually I'm gonna show you because you have to see this. So when you have problems, you can hear that. I didn't add this. This is Brian Moriarty thing. You cannot notice that something is failing. I wonder if that happens when you are not debugging. When you are not debugging, do you get the ow? That's very funny. Oh, actually, I'm not debugging at all, am I? Yeah, I'm not. So very good. So that way I can see something is wrong. Okay, let's mute my desktop again. PS.exit failed, color is not defined. Oh, color is not defined. No. Color is not defined. What an issue. Oops. Color is not defined because probably I'm using something I shouldn't. It says it's an exit. Oh yeah, because I changed this. I'm silly. Yep, that works out there. Okay. Let's try now. This time I changed too much code. Let's try it again. Nope. What am I doing? Color. Oh. Again. I'm sorry. But I need this. I need that. Okay. You didn't see the code. Doesn't matter. It was a small change. Well, because I It's probably because I'm hungry. I'm in a little hurry. I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I probably fucked up my code. Okay, let's try again. I think this time, okay, no errors so far. We click, bloop, bloop, okay. That was the last one drawn, yeah. So that's not, that's not too good. So the last one drawn, that's a problem, obviously, yeah. I did think of that and I forgot. Okay, so obviously the one that was last drawn was the previous one as well. So what we want to do is to keep hold of those. Okay, so this is the way to do it. Now we have the proper implementation. Now I just got it in my mind. Okay, let's create an array that is the actual line. That actually makes much more sense, right? Because we are gonna create a line and the line is gonna be an array. The array is empty. Oh, this works much better in my mind, see, than this stupid last round, previous cell, or whatever. So let's try to, can I do this? Yes. This one I commented. Everything that has to do with the last round cell, the previous cell, or anything like that, we don't want it for now, at least. I'm pretty sure that's a bad implementation and it's very hard to read. It's very hard to know which one was the previous one, the next one. So I think we don't need that. Very bad code. If it doesn't make sense if you in your mind, it doesn't make sense in the code. Maybe not every time because hacks, but I think that makes sense. That makes sense to me. So when you touch and you draw this in a color, right? We add this to our array. And our array, I don't know if we can do this. Push. Let's check. JavaScript array push. Yeah, we got to push. Yeah, I just needed a reminder. And what do we push? We push the cell. Pushing the cell makes a lot of sense. Sorry. New cell. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. X, Y. Boom. And we also need to do this whenever we draw the line. When we draw a line color, we do this, which works way better than this because now we can just do line. When we exit it, right, we do boom, boom, boom. We assign whatever color we are assigning. Now we do it here. Now if blah 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 line pop, but before the pop we want to line, well, we want to use the X and Y of the line and all that. So if is player drawing line, and I think that's the only check we have to do here. So if player is drawing line and yeah, of course, and the current color equals this one. Whoops, I actually went after because I'm that cool. And here actually we want to do the same. It's a very silly optimization, but just because it's very silly, we should do it right now, isn't it? I'm probably doing it somewhere else. That's fine. So if player is drawing line and the current cell with that we exit is line color, we pop it. But before we pop it, we want to draw that cell white. So color will be empty color. However, this has a problem. The problem here is that if we exit this in a different direction, it's a problem. So we want to do this when we enter a cell. Not when we exit it. So here it doesn't make sense because it's when we enter it. Yeah, of course. So if player is drawing line, we color it. But also if the line, I think we can do pop and then compare the cell then compare the cell coordinates dot x dot x. Yeah, we don't have to do it. If ps dot color x, oh no, yeah. If ps color of, yeah, no, oops, line punto pop. Oh, if I do this, I'm gonna delete 2. So we cannot do it like that. But we can. Now we can actually do this. Last round cell, but we only wanna use it here, I think. So last round cell, new cell, line. Line dot x, no, line dot. Oh, no. Yeah. What we want to do here, we don't have to create a new cell. We want to do this. Once we do this, it is out of it. We want to check. Oh, I'm showing you the color. So now, if the last drawn cell has the same color as the line color, then we can color the empty color and all that. But the last drawn cell, we want to check the color. So we do this check, right? And we have to pass it both coordinates, which I think works like this, okay? And let's see if we don't get errors. Then we actually, then we don't need this pop. Oops, GD script. Okay, let's go back to the game, and hopefully this will work. Not broken. Doesn't work. That's fine. That's totally fine. Oh yeah, this works. That's fine. Now, because we are drawing a line, color equals line color. Line, we push it and then we pop it, yeah. So we probably want to do it. I mean, we probably want to do one or the other. Maybe else here we'll do it because it's gonna go either way. So I think now maybe, oh, okay, so let's go back to the game If this doesn't work, then I don't know. I think I closed the game by error. Yeah. So now you can see that apparently. Maybe I put it here. No. So yeah, I close it. Let's open it again. My bad. Okay, I think this is already in the streaming. Hopefully, no? Interesting. What did I do with Perlenspiel? This one unsolved. That's the API. Broke it, man. I broke it. Still not working. That's fine. What did I do? There we go. Now it should be all right. We're back, baby. Okay, so we are checking the docs. Fine. Let's see what. Okay, are we back? Yeah, it's a shame, man. I don't know why OBS crashes randomly. That's probably has a fix, probably it happened to everyone, so we'll fix it later. It's not long until this live stream ends because I'm hungry. So last round cell is getting updated every time. Oh, we are not. Oh yeah. Last round cell is this one. Yeah, we forgot about that. So I'm not pushing this one, and I should probably. Oh no, I'm actually pushing it. So I'm doing pop regardless every time I enter, and that isn't right. Is it? Last round cell line dot pop. That is not right. I should delete it afterwards, because if I do pop and every time I'm actually making it empty, but the one I wanna empty is the last round cell. Yeah, so amigo, I got it. I'm changing the color. I shouldn't change the color. I should change that color. So instead of doing that, we do it like this, right? And now the last round cell, the cell that was last round, right, is the one that is actually gonna be empty. However, I think it's gonna work the same, because if player is drawing line, I'm popping the line, and that doesn't sound right to me. I should pop it after I empty it. So instead of this, I'm gonna just do the right thing, because that pop is too fancy for me using pop like that. So line is gonna be line dot length -1. I think that is the way to go. It's just the way to go. It's as simple as that, and you weren't seeing the code anyways. Still not working. Let's see, I'm really brute forcing this a little bit. Why though? Why though? Just to make sure, because I know I know this. Yeah, no console errors, but I'd like to see the source here. To see it's updated. I'm assuming it is, because this guy is a genius. Yeah. So I'm basically making every previous cell be color. So yeah, I only need to do this if the new line, if the entered bit is the same color. I mean, it's the line color. So I only do this in that case, which makes sense because I will also avoid doing this when I shouldn't, I believe. So it's also, if I do this, I do this, and it is the same color, but this is enough with X and Y, because that's what we want. We want to inspect what color is the new cell. If the new cell is black, it means we went back, and we can only go back that way, so we don't have to track much, I believe. It's gonna be broken, it's gonna be a little bit broken, but it will be good for now. I mean, you have to start somewhere, I'm assuming. So let's see now. If we update, I think this time I'm very optimistic, I'm confident. Let's see. No, it's not working as I want it to work. If PS color equals line color, it should only make it white. It should only make it white if I go into a let's see, we are in a black cell, we move to a white cell. When we do enter, right, I'm checking that, yeah, when we do enter a new cell, we are checking that this new cell, this new cell has the white color. If it has the white color, but the current cell, let's see, this doesn't make sense for me yet. So I'm on this one, right, and I'm drawing. I am drawing, it's player drawing line. Okay, last drawn cell must be this one right now. So every time I do this, I'm pushing, but it seems like I'm also popping, because I only do that there, right? Oh, because here I'm assigning empty color. Yeah. If we go to the code, right, we can see that color, I'm initializing this here. This is funny because yesterday I helped someone that had a very similar problem on their code. So this should be the current color. So instead of this, I should take the current color. To get the current color, I just do PS color. I think this will do it, or just if not, I will find the way. Let's see this time, because I'm quite sure the other part of the code is fine. Oh yeah, see, this is better. This is getting somewhere, at least. It's still very buggy, right? But now If I go back, at least it's doing it like 2 by 2 for some reason, but that's not too bad either. The bad thing is that we can do weird shit, like, I don't know, we should go back, but we shouldn't be able to change the origin. The origin should remain, so we don't want to change 0. I don't really want to change. Oh, you're not seeing me. Oh, dummy. Let me show you how it looks right now. It's pretty much still broken, but you can see that we can draw a little bit and it gets deleted. We draw, gets deleted. We should never ever see, that should never happen. This one should, the first spot should always remain colored, and you should also only be able to start from this point. So we'll see how we do that in another moment, but we cannot make empty that cell. So inside this, if x is different than 0, oops, y is different than 0, then only if it's different to that, then we do this. Now, why would our line be being removed 2 by 2? There's clearly something wrong there, isn't it? And I think it may have something to do with this, because maybe we actually want to do something like this. Color is the current color, so if we exit, it's gonna remain black, I believe. So this part is not really doing it for me, so for now we are only gonna do it here. Let's see if that works. No, no, it doesn't work. It's very broken. Check this out. Let's see if we can fix it quickly. So what's going on? If I have this and I go back, it deletes both. Why it does that? Because I make this one empty. So when I enter this one, this is the same color. However, this should only delete the previous one, and it's deleting this one as well. But I'm not assigning that color, am I? Maybe it has something to do with popping it. This is very bad practice. Like just making little changes in your code, like randomly. That's clearly not the issue. So let's go to the code. Color equals line color. So the way we are doing the empty coloring is the last round cell. So when we enter, so part of it is doing well, but other part of it is not doing well at all. So when, oh, friend, it's because of this as well. Ah, I'm doing it again. But I'd like to do that. Man, I don't want to have like a million calls to this just because it feels more annoying to read, right? What I need is a good initialization. But when we enter a cell, do we ever want to make it white? I don't think so, right? Because we don't, never want to make it white. What we are gonna do is, and I think that should go. If color is different that empty color, I think that will do it because otherwise I'm going to have lunch. But I think that will do it because basically we are not gonna make this cell never empty, because when we enter a cell, do we ever want it to become white? I don't think so. I do not think so. We'll see soon what happens. Well, now I'm just silent, am I? Oh, I'm not used to streaming at all. I don't have the concentration for it. Let's see what happens now. Because now, amigo. Well, now we are doing what we want, see? It's still broken, obviously. It's always broken, okay? Okay, guys, it's always broken. But it is getting there, because now, see, I can do a little bit more of this. This is interesting. Now there's all kind of things that are going wrong. So this is maybe not the right approach. So it is fine as long as I do that. But when I do this, I think there, see, it just goes crazy, because see what it does. Every time I go into one of these, it's gonna pop it, which isn't wrong. The problem is this edge case. That edge case seems to be breaking it. Because if I do something like this, well, that's interesting too. But if I do something like this, no. Eventually it does it, right? But not for the right reasons. We probably wanna keep track of the previous one, but using our line array. The line array is great. That's the best idea I had today, probably. But we're gonna leave it here. Maybe I will follow up later. For now I'm alone, so it doesn't really matter a great lot. So we are only gonna delete when we are on the last one. For some reason, now that's working very nicely. Nah, it's not though. Anyways, we are gonna leave it here for now.